All right, here is a quick take on a Texas Instruments calculator. I bet you're wondering which one could it possibly be that's under there. It takes 4 AAA batteries. And let's unveil it. Ta-da! As you can see, I am a calculator collector. I do like to dabble in that space just a little bit. I don't know everything about this calculator, but this is the most current version of the calculator that I own. Is the TI-83 Plus. I know there's a TI-84 Plus and an 84 CE edition, which I don't own. There's not a whole lot there on the TI-84 that I really need to go jump out and get one. I got this one sort of used on like a pickup, a cheap, like almost like a garage sale type pickup. One of the things that this calculator has that the others don't really have, is I couldn't find, was a nice manual. I mean, look at this. This thing is just a really monster manual. Has everything you could think of about this calculator is covered in this manual. And I did kind of look to see if there's a manual like this on the TI-84 or any of the other TI calculators. I couldn't find it. I'm not saying they don't exist for sure, but I was able to locate this monster manual, and it really has helped expand my knowledge of this calculator. And one of the beautiful things of this calculator that I enjoy about it is it has, let's see it clear. It has, let's zoom in. I'm gonna kind of zoom into it a little. But this calculator has the ability to, you can write programs with it. Let me see, I don't know if you can see. Zoom into that. So if you wanted to, you can do multiplication, like 25 times 5, and it plops out the answer, 125. But you can then say, I want to take that answer, subtract 20, and when you hit, as soon as you hit the minus, it throws in answer. So whatever's in the answer, minus 20, if you hit enter, you get. So then if you wanted to, you can continue with that. You could say divided by 5, get your answer 21. You can go into program mode. I'm going to push the program button, and I can kind of look at the programs I have on here. Let's go to number 2. And okay, let's see what it is. We'll go program, number 2, arrow over edit, enter, and all it's doing is outputting at position 8,1 the letter 5. So that's all that program is doing. All right, I'm going to use this product right here to kind of clean the screen, so that I'm going to use it on a Q-tip. And clean the screen. I've had success with the invisible glass on my Windows. Does that translate, does that translate to calculators? We'll see. I'm gonna hit clear, and we'll see. We'll have to see. Okay. All right, now that the screen is clean, let's take a look at the cylinder program that's on here. So in order to go in there, you hit program. Right now we're on exec. I'll use my little Q-tip. We're going to arrow over to edit. We're already on number 1, so we hit enter. So here it's saying prompt for R, H, which is radius, height. And then it's the next line, it's showing pi r squared times h, throw that result into the variable v. And then that third line says output at position 5,5, the variable v. Now I made the mistake, and I'm going to show you how to fix it, of hitting clear, trying to get out of this. So to get out of this, you don't hit clear. Clear will clear that line. So if you hit clear, it clears the line. And then when you get out of it, you can go function quit. So second quit, and that gets you back out here to the menus where you can do basic stuff. The second button here is yellow, and all of the items that are yellow, that's how you access those things. So if you wanted quit, it's second and mode. If you wanted insert, it's second, and this delete button will activate the insert. But anyway, we're going to go back into program, go over to edit, hit enter. We're going to add in that line where it's outputting the result. In order to do that, we hit program, and program has a couple of options. You have your control functions here, if, then, else, for, while, repeat, your loops. And then over to the right, you have your IO functions. And so this is an IO function. We're outputting something. So we're going to go to output, hit enter, and it already prints output with the open paren. You just got to tell it where to print it. And what I was doing was going 5, and then the comma is right here. 5, comma. Now how do you put that V in there? Well, just like yellow is the second button, these green ones that have the letters is the alpha. So in order to get the V, here's the V right above 6. So you go alpha, 6, and then your close paren. Enter, and now that completes the program. So all we do is go function quit. We'll run the program, cylinder. It's already on execute, exec, so we hit enter, enter. Now it prompts for radius. We're gonna enter 10, and then the height I was gonna put 100, and then that's your result. Now that's confusing, right? So if you wanted this to work even better, you would want to clear the screen prior to printing your result. So what we're going to do is go back into the program, switch to edit, enter, and then we want to, right before we output our result, we want to insert another command. In order to do insert, you have the second right here and your yellow insert right above the delete key. So we're going to do second, insert, and then enter to drop it down a line. Then we're going to go up arrow. Now we're going to go back into the program, go to the IO, and then we're going to arrow down to clear home. I'm thinking that should clear the screen. And then now that we have that, we're going to go quit, second, quit. Now we're going to run the program. Program, exec, cylinder. 10, enter, 100, enter. There's our answer. 31415.92654, which you'll notice is pi for that example. So we're going to clear the screen by hitting clear. All right, what I wanted to do was, in this video here, I wanted to write a program that emulates the 10 print program, similar to the one I did, or the video that I did on the book for 10 print, which is to randomly draw a forward slash, backslash across the screen. And we ought to be able to do that on this calculator because it's a programmable calculator. And so let's get that started. And what we'll do here is we'll go program. We're going to go new, create new, and we're going to give it a name. So what we'll do here, I'll just go 10, or I guess we're in letter mode here. Let me clear that. We'll just call it a print. slow going. I don't know this keyboard. One more letter. We'll call it A print, just to get it over with. Now, what we're going to do on the very first line, we're going to go into program mode, and we're going to clear the screen, just like we did a minute ago. So we're going to do the clear home, enter, and then the next thing we want to do, we want to initiate a loop. So we want to go into the program mode again, and go to the for. We're going to do a for loop. And here, the way the for loop works on the Texas Instruments TI-83 Plus, you got to declare a variable here. So what we're going to do is go alpha, and I was just going to use O as my variable name. So you're going to say for O equals, in this example here, we do O, comma, so you're going to say for O is equal to 1 to 8, because I want it to execute 8 times, because this screen is approximately, I think it's 8. So we're going to go comma 8, close paren. And then what we want to do is another program function. We're going to go display. Instead of output, we're going to say display. And then what we want to do is go alpha and go quote, quote. Just kind of print nothing on the line, just to go down the line. And then what you do for your next, we go program. And this calculator doesn't have a next, but it does have end. So let's go with that and see how it runs. So we go quit, then we go program, A print, we're already on it, and then we're going to execute it, enter. So all it did was it went all the way down the screen. So let's run it, let's put something on here, and let's run it again. So it happens pretty quick. All right, for the next part, we're going to do another for loop. So let's go back in and go to program. We're already on A print, edit. Now, before we start our for loop, we want to have a label in place, kind of like a go-to, like a line number, so we can go back, we can jump back to that line number because we're going to start a loop. So in order to do that, we're going to go program, and we're going to go down to label. I'm not sure if it's which menu it's on here. Oh yeah, okay, so it's under the control. Label, and I was just going to do 99. So it's like we're on line number 99. Then we're going to start a for loop. So we're going to go back to program. For, we're going to give it a variable name. I suppose we could use O again, but I was going to use a different letter this time. I wanted to use T. Alpha 4 gives you the T because it's the green T is in the top right. Comma, so we're going to do a for loop from 1, for T is equal to 1 to 16. So we're going to say 1, comma, 16. That's how you do it on this calculator. Then next we want to check, we need to do an if statement, a random if statement. So we want to check a random number between 0 and 1 for this. Because if it's 0, we're going to print one thing. If it's 1, we're going to print another thing. We're going to output it on the line. So in order to do that, we're going to have to do an if statement. So we go to program, if. So the rand_int function was what I was looking for, and that one's a little tricky. It's not on the programmer menu. If you go here, there's no rand_int. Instead, let's see if I go to quit. Oops, we want to go back into programs, edit. Instead, what you want to do is go to the math button right here, and then scroll over to PRB, and then arrow down to number 5, and that's your random integer. And then how the random integer works is a number between, you have to give it a start number and an end, so we go 0, comma, 1. Okay, what we want right here is our equal sign, and I took so long trying to figure it out that the camera turned off because I forgot. What you have to do is go second mode and see the word test. So a test would be where you want to get to. So second, test by hitting math, and number 1 is your equal sign. So you can check equal, not equal, greater than, less than, equal, less than, or equal. Well, number 4 is greater than equal, excuse me. So now we have an equal. You could check either 0 or 1 here. We're going to go with 1. Then we want to do is go into program mode, hit our then. So if it's equal to 1, then we're going to go back into program. We want to output something. Now here we're going to go row 8, comma, the variable t that we set up earlier, which we're going to go alpha 4, comma, quote. Now here we're going to go alpha plus, and this is where it gets a little tricky. Now we have one of the keys. We want to do the / here or the backslash. It doesn't matter as long as they alternate. And looking for the / I am not seeing it, or the backslash. So bear with me. One of them is accessible fairly easily, as I recall. The other one, not so much. But what I think I'll do for just to save time, because I want to show you how to print those characters. It's not easy, but we'll go alpha A. So on this we'll do A, B, and then we'll go alpha plus to get that last quote, close the paren. So we're going to output row, the bottom row, comma the t, because we're in a for loop. So we're going to go from 1 to 16 and then print the character A. Now we're going to do another program statement. We want our else. So if this random function is not 1, we want an else statement. So we're going to go down here to else, enter. And then if it's not 1, we're going to output something else. So we're going to go to program, IO, oops, go down to output. Now, basically this is where we input the B. We're going to go 8, comma, alpha 4, comma, alpha plus, which gives us our quote. Here we'll just do a B temporarily, alpha, apps, alpha, plus, paren, enter. So that's our alternate character. Then we're going to end our if statement. So we have to go to program, down to end. And then, so that ends our if statement, but we also have a for loop, so we have to go program, and we have to end our for loop. Now that would generate one line. It will do A or B, and we can test that out actually. The last line is to do a go to, but before we do that, let's actually test it out. So function quit, program, oops, and then we're on a print, so we're going to execute it. See how it's generating random letters at the bottom. Okay, so now we've generated where it prints one line. All we have to do is print a blank line underneath it and then repeat. And then we have the 10 print program. So let's go back in, program, edit, go to the bottom. Here we're going to display a blank line, so we're going to go program, display, and then alpha plus, so blank line, we're going to go quote, quote. And then what we want to do after this, remember earlier we put this label in, we're going to go to that label, so it will repeat, and basically it runs forever. So we're going to go program, we're looking for go to 99, enter. That should complete the program. The only thing we have to do is fix the characters to be the correct characters. So let's go quit, function mode. We can hit clear, then program, execute, a print, print. So there it goes. Now I've tried a few ways to get out of the program. The only way I could figure out to do it, I'll show you a way that doesn't work, is going to quit, right? Quit makes sense, function quit. And it doesn't do anything. So what you have to do is basically go to the off, function on, and then here you can quit. And we can hit clear. All right, for the next step, to print whatever character we want, in order to do it easily, there is this accessory for the TI-83 Plus, and also it works for the Silver Edition or the TI-89. And we'll take a look at that. I'm going to open this up. Of course, I've opened this already and have toyed around with it. So I'll show you what comes in this. First off, you have your holder, your calculator holder, and then the cabling. This is what links the calculator to the keyboard. And you have this beautiful keyboard. Look at that. And now it's retro to use this size keyboard. You don't have the 10 key, so a lot of people like doing that. I prefer the 10 key myself, but all right, I'm gonna set this up and we'll come back. I think it matters which side here. Function quit. Plug this into your calculator. Now we'll slide her in. And we have this stand right here. There we go. I'll plug the keyboard. Keyboard plugs right here. This keyboard was not engineered specifically to do what I'm trying to do. It was more for taking notes, I think, and being able to create and edit files on directly on here. And if you're in class, you could do stuff with this keyboard. But let's see if, first off, if the keyboard works. Okay, I'm using the keyboard now, and it is working. And then you'll notice on the keyboard, right here we have our backslash, and then right here we have our forward slash. So that's what we're going to use. So I just hit basically Control Backspace to clear the screen. And let's do that again. We're going to go into program mode. Now I'm going to zoom in a little onto the calculator so we can see what we're doing. Now we're going to go back into APrint. I'm using the arrow keys here. We're going to edit, enter. Now remember earlier where we had, I put an A and a B. Doesn't matter which one we put it, but we're going to change this. Instead of an A, we're going to do backslash. And then on the next one, instead of a B, we're going to do forward slash. Now that is the easiest way to generate those characters, the forward and the backslash. Like I said, there is a way to generate one of them. There might be a way to generate the other one. Trust me, I've looked into it, but I could not easily figure it out. So now that we have that, we can go back out of the program. We can actually quit and then go program and then execute it. Execute APrint. And now we have our 10 print program. Now if you notice, the horizontal or the vertical spacing between isn't ideal, but for this exercise I was happy with this result. So anyway, this is a terrific little keyboard. I'm going to point out again, this is the backslash, and then that's the /. And I'm going to zoom out now, kind of angle it. It's not easy to get both the keyboard and the calculator on the same screen without a second camera. So then again, to quit, you go function off, and then we hit quit, enter. And then again, function, clear the screen. All right, that is my programming tutorial for the TI-83 Plus. Literally about the only thing I know how to do on it. But this is a terrific little calculator, and if you can get it, especially on sale or a discount or garage sale or anything like that, it's well worth the money, and it's really fun to program on. Anyhow, if you like this video, please give it a like, and if you so desire, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next calculator video.